my dazzling speaker, Toastmaster Meena, my sparkling timer, Toastmaster Poonam, my MC, fascinating MC, Dayanti, my distinguished Toastmaster, Brahma Kumar, my fascinating Toastmaster, Pavitra, and my energetic Toastmaster, Joseph, and scintillating Toastmaster, Mahalakshmi, Deepa, Chandrasekhar, Rajman, and every one of you. I'm Milind Kulapkar. Welcome you all to the 731st meeting of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, Bangalore. Our club's mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Our club and Toastmasters have helped people from diverse backgrounds to become more confident communicators and leaders. I request you all to uphold the cardinal principle of every Toastmasters meeting. Please mute your audio, microphone, as well as mobiles. And I give you 5 seconds for that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your video on at all times unless you're moving in and out of the room. As an encouragement to every role takers and speakers, make sure to applaud them virtually. Role takers and speakers, may I request you all to put before your name what role you are taking. And I'm sure each one of you, the role takers and speakers, will use the utmost discretion while expressing their views on sex, politics, and religion to ensure the sentiment of audience are not heard. It's time to welcome our dynamic club president. Our club president is an entrepreneur by profession. Her odyssey in Toastmasters has been a fantabulous. Within a short period of time, she rose like a phoenix from the earth, from the ashes. Our Toastmaster, she has been a VP PR, a VP membership, and now she's the current president of our club. And she is also a member of Smedley's Chapter 1 Club, Santa Ana, California, USA. And area director, the founder of District California, and also assistant manager as VP PR. Our dynamic, diligent, democratic leader is our president. She's voracious leader and loves chocolates very much, and sweet also. Let us give a round of applause to one and only Toastmaster, Madam.
Thank you so much for those benevolent, kind words, Milind sir. I call to order meeting number 731. The minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting were put up on the WhatsApp group. Are there any amendments?
Yes.
Yes, tell me, sir.
It's okay.
It's fine. So you're seconding it that there are no amendments. So I pass the minutes of the meeting of meeting number 730 as passed. Greetings to one and all. To me, the preamble of the Constitution is the guiding light of everything that I do. They talk about equality, liberty, but there is just the third principle, which is less spoken about, that is nothing other than fraternity. What does fraternity mean to you? It was born in the French Revolution and was glorified in the pages of the the Tale of Two Cities. And thereafter, fraternity is more than what people like to talk about. Don't you think this Toastmasters is a fraternity? Yes, it is. What do we do as in fraternity? We support each other, make the better version of ourselves and the people that are surround us. Isn't it marvelous to be there in the fraternity? We can still look for fraternity. There are going to be lots of moments and opportunities. Just grab it. Don't leave it. Don't worry. Fall down. In fact, I would request you to fall down so that you can rise up and get going again. That should be the spirit, because we learn a lot of lessons as we fall down and we get up. A value that I hold very dearly to my heart is nothing but honor. What does honor mean to you? Anybody? Okay. Honor to me is, keep it in mind that whatever the thing is, make sure if nobody is watching, do it the right thing if you feel it is correct, not bothering about the consequences, because your conscience will not allow you to do the wrong thing. In the long run, definitely you will realize that yes, honor is something that these are all artificial norms created by the society. You can criticize me. Believe me, I've been there and have fallen down and have gotten up. But I've never done something which I felt was wrong. What I felt was right. And it happened to be that in the long run, I gained wisdom and moved ahead in my life. They say sports is everything, but to be sportive is really great. The sports commentator at US, his name is none other than Haywood Brown. He said that sports doesn't build character. It actually reveals it. So what do you want to do? Be sportive, be honorable. Toastmasters is all about not being a slave or being a follower, but Toastmasters is where leaders are made. I hope you all have got the message. Now, to take you forward, I would like to pass on the baton. But before that, I would like to introduce this homemaker. We all are homemakers, aren't we? Yes. But at the same time, she's an entrepreneur. And she's been in the Toastmasters for only 3 years. She's been the VP membership for Virtue Masters Club and also being the president of Win Toastmasters Club, was the newsletter editor for District 124 and the first runner-up for IAC in the district this year. Presently, she's the president of Virtue Toastmasters Club, VP of Newtown Toastmasters Club. Apart from this, she's still the same woman with the same name, just with a different mindset. and also a growth mindset. I now hand over the podium to our event chair, Toastmaster Jyoti. The virtual stage is all yours. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Jyoti?
Thank you, Madam President. Indeed, such wonderful words, and I am so humbled by all the words that you have for me. Welcome, my dear Toastmasters, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely evening today in India. I know there are lots of people joining from around the world. Today, I am, as introduced, the MC of this whole session. Before beginning the session, let me talk about just a little about Toastmasters. I know that we are all aware of what is Toastmasters, how it started, and stuff like that. Just a small reminder. Toastmasters began as a series of speaking clubs organized by Ralph C. Smedley. During his time working for the YMCA, Young Men's Christian Association in Bloomington, Illinois, United States. It originated as a set of classes with the aim of improving the communication skills of the young men under his charge. Toastmasters International was incorporated under Californian law on December 19, 1932. The first international chapter was established in Vancouver, Canada in 1932. The motto of Toastmasters is, as rightly pointed out by the president, where leaders are made. And our club helps us to be exactly that, to conquer our own fears and improve ourselves. And with this beautiful introduction of the Toastmasters, the club we belong to, let me take over the next part of our session, and that is the prepared speech section. We have an array of personalities in this session today, both speakers and evaluators. It is my honor and privilege to introduce each one of them. Let us begin with the first evaluator of our first speaker. The first evaluator of our first speaker is Veera Manoharan DTN. He belongs to the club Mahakavi Tamil Toastmasters Club. He is the IPP and Vice President of Education. He also belongs to Anbu Tamil Bilingual Toastmasters Club. He is the Charter President of Shah Alam Toastmasters Club. In 1997, member of Chartered Institute of Marketing in UK, entrepreneur and investor, conducts yoga and meditation classes and programs, and NLP practitioner. He believes that truth will always prevail. And with this introduction, I humbly hand over the podium to our wonderful evaluator, Toastmaster Veera, to please lay out the rules and regulations or the objectives of our speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Veera.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Jayati, the lovely Jayati. Thank you. Today, distinguished Toastmaster Brahma Kumar is crafting speeches. The purpose of this speech or statement is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. Number two, the purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. The timing for him is 15 to 20 minutes. Over to you, Rogers Jayati.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Veera. Sorry, DTM Veera. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. I now have this absolute pleasure and privilege to introduce this person who has helped me in various stages of my life. Brahmakumar DTM. Among his many achievements and accolades which he has received throughout his Toastmasters journey, I'm just going to talk to you about just a little bit of his achievement. One Toastmaster is getting the Singapore National Day Long Service Award this year. He was nominated by his bosses from the Singapore Tourism Board, and this is an absolute honor for me to introduce such a wonderful person, such a colorful personality onto the podium, Brahmakumar DTM. Today, Brahmakumar DTM is presenting a speech which will last, timer please note, it is 15 to 20 minutes. And Brahmakumar DTM, are you ready? DTM Brahmakumar, are you ready? I don't see you. I think he got disconnected. Okay, shall we wait, President? Should we wait?
I think he's logged on.
He got this. He was right here.
He's right here, yeah.
So shall we wait for a minute?
We'll wait for a minute and then we'll see, and we'll go on for the next speaker. Yes. I think some connectivity issue, if I'm not wrong.
I think so. I think so. I think he is connecting.
Yes.
Friends, it doesn't matter. This keeps happening with us.
Yes,
he did
fine.
he pinged Brahmakumar that he's joining again. So yes, some connect.
Yes. Brahmakumar DTM, are you in the room?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
Or should we go with the second speaker?
I think we can go.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
there.
that's good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
here.
good. I think I'll make him the co-host. I think he would like to share his screen or something. Yeah.
DTM Brahmakumar, are you ready to give your speech?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Yes, sir.
DTM
Ladies and
Brahmakumar,
gentlemen.
sir. Oh, sorry. Please carry on. Please carry on. I just wanted to tell your title. Brahmakumar DTM, Crafting a Speech. Crafting a Speech, Brahmakumar DTM. Over to you, sir.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters. What do you see here? Someone very tired, drinking Coca-Cola. And then he's fresh and full of life. But this message was wrong. Do you know why? This is what the audience saw. They were from the Middle East. They saw someone refreshed, drinking Coca-Cola, and becoming tired. Because over there, they read from to left, right to left. So what does it show to us? That you need to know your audience first, even if you start your topic. First understand, then you seek. Seek to understand first before you can go further. Today's content is about three things: selecting topics, arousing, having speech titles that are arousing, and booking introduction. When it comes to speeches, there are three types of speeches. Speeches to inform, what I'm doing, sharing information. Speeches to persuade. These are speeches where we are trying to convince the audience, take point, or to agree with them. And finally, the entertaining speeches, which are stories, humorous speeches, and so on. Here is the nutshell of what composed of the speech. There's a message. First, you need to know what is the message. Then you need to stop, continue, and then stop. In the interest of time, I shall only cover the message and the start. Before you start your message, you need to know the 5 fives and 1 custom. The 5W refers to what does the audience want to do. If I talk about what you know and I know, it's boring. I can't talk about what you don't know and I don't know. I can talk about what you don't know, but I know. So guess what? When? Is it in the morning, afternoon, evening? Where? Online, physical, in a classroom? Who? Who are your audience? Young children, senior citizens, adults, Toastmasters, or non-Toastmasters? And where are you having it? What is the location? And finally, why are you having this message? What do you want to gain from the audience? After you know all these, next, how? That is where the H comes in. How do you do it? First, let's look at selecting topics. How do we select topics? It'd be good if you have a journal, write down your thoughts. What happened yesterday? What happened today? What happened on a birthday? What happened at a funeral? What happened at a wedding? What happened at the Independence Day or National Day? These ideas will become your topic. Be current. Know what's happening around the world in terms of not only what is happening in your country, but also regionally and globally. For example, on 1st September 2023 in Singapore, there's going to be a president's election. President of Singapore is going to be elected. Table topics can also be used as topics because you already have spoken for 2.5 minutes. Just need to extend it to 7 minutes or more, depending on the project. Quotations are a good way of starting. And you can take movie titles or book titles to speak. The topic should align with the speech objectives. Topics should align with speech objectives. Let's look at just the level 1 of pathways. Project 1 is an icebreaker. Prepare and deliver a speech introducing yourself to the world. The first speech after that is to come with a speech which has a clear purpose and as a structure. And then you move on to vocal variety and body language, and finally, evaluation, where not only you learn how to evaluate, you will also evaluate. So, first is icebreaker, writing with a purpose, introduction, vocal variety and body language, and finally, evaluation and feedback. This is level 1. So when you know what is the objective of each of these projects, you can structure your speech according to it and your title. How do we start? We start with a question, the quotation, the joke, the story. Here are some titles you can look at. The title of your speech should not be more than 6 or 10 words. The shorter, the better. And it should create an awareness or interest or create a desire or ask you to take an action. Now look at all these different images. Look at the one on the adventurer. Can you think of a speech title for that? Think of an adventure that you want to go to. We have something you can put in the chat. And your introduction should be like a kiss. Keep it short and simple. Short and simple. Cooking questions. You can shock the audience with questions. Who do you think will come to your funeral? That's a question that will arouse the interest of the audience. What is he up to? Or you can say, to speak or not to speak. That is the question. Mainly, they would want to know what is he going to speak about. Quotations. Here's an acronym for MATS. Mistakes allow thinking to happen. That's short form for MATS. So quotation. In jokes. I was talking about my military experience. In Singapore, you need to serve the military service for 2 years or 2.5 years. So I used to say, I was a very responsible soldier. When something went wrong, I was responsible. I was a very responsible soldier. Next, anecdotes. Short and amusing stories from your life. Some of you would have read the Malgudi days. Those stories are about simple situations. And you need to be very observant in order to do that. The Independence Day of India is coming. Look around you, look at how people are behaving. Commercial people, the retailers, children. From that, you might be reminded of something in your past. Or it could give you some idea. Or it might even be something else. For example, if I was to start, I would say, I just celebrated my country's National Day. And you can see my t-shirt as a red and a white. Red and white are colors of our national flag. Now, do you know how many other countries celebrate their National Day or Independence Day in August? That will arouse the interest of the audience, plus make them think about it. But that is why it's important for us to read widely and to travel widely to attend different club meetings locally and overseas, because you learn a lot and you have much to share. Moving on, I've talked about questions, quotation, jokes, and anecdotes. That's actually the end of my presentation. The main objective of my speech is for you to ask questions, and my evaluator will see how well I'm able to answer those questions. Therefore,
now the
based on
floor
what I
is
saw,
open.
yes,
for
now the floor is
questions.
open. Ask me everything that you wanted to know about drafting speeches, even what is not covered, and I shall do my best to answer it.
So, how many countries celebrate their Independence Day in August?
As far as I know, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and India. There could be others. Also.
Pakistan? Yes.
Yes, Pakistan. I'm not sure whether Bangladesh also has on the same day. Maybe not.
I'm sure plenty of you all have questions. Yes, Joseph sir, go ahead. Okay, I can see Meena raising her hand.
Yes, Meena, come on.
Hello, distinguished Toastmaster Brahma Kumar. My question is, how do you handle transitions in a speech? What ideas can we use for transitions?
Give me a topic.
If it is your L1, P2, to speak with a purpose, or if it's lengthy speeches like
No,
professionally.
I'm asking. I need a topic. Give me a topic because this is a very general question. I want to make it specific.
For instance, how many countries celebrate independence in August? If that is the topic, how do you handle transitions in your speech?
So you can approach for no, by time, meaning start with a country that has the National Day or Independence Day early. So in this case, it's Singapore, followed by India, and then Malaysia. That's one way. Another way is that you can do it geographically, starting from whichever country you are based in. You can start from India, move to Pakistan, move to Malaysia, move to Singapore, and then move to Indonesia. That's another way. The transition will be your connecting point between one to another, right? So you have to think beforehand, how do you want to structure it? As we are celebrating the Independence Day in Singapore, did you know that there are another countries? There's another country that is also celebrating their National Day or Independence Day. Some of you may think of Pakistan. Aha. There are others. Think of the country where there are butter caves, the butter caves temple. Which country is famous? Then the audience will answer, right? Then Malaysia. Malaysia, situated just to the, sorry, I'm not very good at direction. I think it's the east, right? Situated to the east of India is a country known as Malaysia. And do you know there are also Indians over there? And once upon a time, Malaysia and Singapore were under British rule and known as a country known as Malaya. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia and became their own country. And they also have their holiday or national day in August. So this is one way of doing a transition. So you have to think of a structure. For example, if I'm talking about food, right, I can talk about geographically how is food. So the common quotation is one man's food is another man's poison. In countries, in some countries, pork is forbidden, but they can eat beef. In other countries, beef is forbidden. In some countries, they eat insects, but that is forbidden in other countries. And then you go to examples. You can talk about something that is familiar. What is the angle you want to look at? Instead of talking about food very generally, you can talk about bread. There are different forms of bread. Pita, chapati, naan, and so on. So each of them, you can say the base is wheat or it's a bread. And then you do the connection. So how you connect the dots, as they say, is how you do the transition. I hope that answers your question.
It does. I have one more question with this. If along with the content transitions, while we are on stage in person, how do we incorporate transitions on the stage while we are giving our speech?
You're talking about a physical meeting, right?
Yeah.
Physical, you can wear some clothes and then change. You can wear an overcoat and say, for example, if you're talking about attire, have you noticed people wearing a coat and tie in the hottest climate? Why do they do that? Chill out. Take it away and you take out and say, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to share the topic of why do people wear clothes first of all. Let me start with ancient mankind's history. Then I move on. Then when I want to conclude, I can say, have you noticed that the more modern a society it is, the lesser clothes they wear? The more affluent a person becomes, lesser clothes they wear. I've seen car drivers wearing shorts and sleeveless t-shirts. But people who are doing construction work wearing long sleeves, long pants, and even a helmet. This is one way I can end. Mr. Joseph, sir, you have a question, right?
Yes. Out of the sorry, out of the 5 topics you are given, you said current affairs, and we are prevented from speaking on politics. The whole current affairs lies on the political arena only. How can we?
Current affairs is not about politics alone. But when PI says don't talk about politics, they're not telling you not to talk about politics. They say don't talk about something that will offend people. The key word is it going to be offensive? Well, I can talk about the elections of Singapore. What is the purpose of an election and all that? As long as I don't condemn any country. So that's why. And current affairs means what's happening in the world now. What is current now? The war between Ukraine and Russia is current. Inflation is current. Corruption is current. Drug abuse. Countries wanting to legalize the use of drugs. Look at Thailand. Thailand is re-looking at its policy of relaxing the usage of drugs due to a shooting incident in their country. So these are current affairs, and then you can bring in and say how it is relevant to our country or club. It's how you bring it.
Brahmakumar.
Any other questions? I would request all the speakers who are speaking today to ask questions.
Any questions? I'm sure Adarsh must be having a question. Adarsh, you can unmute. Aditya, you can also unmute.
Yes, I'm thinking about the question.
Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead, Nazni.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toastmaster Brahmakumar, I have a similar question, like which already Toastmaster Joseph has asked. So like we are referring to talk about the politics. Like, so, okay, if I got your answer right, like say, is it like something, unless it is not offending anyone, so we are good to express like any opinion or anything, like say, which will be educating. So can I interpret that way? So we have this rule, right? Like say we are not authorized to talk about sex, religion, and politics. So when we talk about the current affairs, so without offending like any individual interest, like so is it like something, because like we when we talk about the example of Ukraine and Russia also, so it's a very taboo topic, right? Like say maybe it should be in such a way that like we should not be taking any sides, and then we should be presenting it like as it is. Like, so can you put like a little more light on it? Is it like allowed?
You already have answered. As long as you talk about something and then you link it else, if you talk about a superpower attacking a small country and you say what it shows is the importance of having a military power, having your own army. And you can say the examples of how some countries in the north are now wanting to join the NATO. So you don't talk about politics, you talk about war and peace and freedom, those things. I think my time is out.
Okay, thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, I have shared with you in a nutshell the 3 elements of a speech: is how to choose topics, how to select your title, and how to give an interesting, exciting introduction to you, which is the first one. With that, I hand you back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Jayati.
Thank you, DTM Brahmakumar. That was indeed very, very informative. Huge round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for presenting your speech in such a beautiful way. I'm sure your evaluator is going to have a tough job. It's time for me to introduce the next speaker. Before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to call upon the podium his evaluator, DTM Milind. DTM Milind, he's a professional speaker, honored as a DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster. In 2022, he was the second runner-up at the International Speech Contest, and he has completed his 7th full marathon on 10th April 2022 How do you do it, sir? Because all I think every day and every minute of the day is eating. Thank you so much for showing us the way to keep fit in these times. With this, I hand over the podium to our wonderful evaluator, DTM Milind, to rule out or state the objectives of our speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. The purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback. This is his first speech and he'll be using this feedback for the second one. And the purpose of this speech is for the speaker to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Timer, please note, time 5 to 7 minutes. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Thank you so much, DTM Milind. It is now time to call upon this beautiful, wonderful, amazing personality called Toastmaster Aditya. Let me share a few lines about him. Toastmaster Aditya, a remarkable individual with a plethora of accomplishments. He belongs to the Smedley Chapter 1 Advanced Club in Santa Ana, California, USA. Among many of his achievements, accolades, he is a computer science engineer, CEO of HyperXFit, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has earned the esteemed title of youngest pro bodybuilder. He is also a model and an accomplished actor. Not only that, he is proficient in 6 languages. I have the humble and the wonderful opportunity to introduce such a wonderful person onto this podium, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya, from past to profits, unveiling my entrepreneurship's bodybuilding expedition. From past to profits, unveiling my entrepreneurship's bodybuilding expedition. Toastmaster Aditya, the podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed Toastmasters and fellow enthusiasts of the art of eloquence, today I stand before you a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. A spirit that courses through the veins of every dreamer, every doer, and every believer. My odyssey, from passion to profits, from sculpting the contours of my own body. I think there's been a problem. Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. I may continue. Network issue. Yes. My odyssey, from passion to profits, from sculpting the contours of my body to shaping the landscape of entrepreneurship. It's a tale of relentless determination, unwavering faith, and power of turning dreams into reality. I am Aditya, a student of computer science engineering at Jain University. Let me start off my journey by saying, at the age of 12, I embarked on a journey that would define the very essence of my being. The quest to become a real-life superhero that would define much akin to the iconic Batman who captivated my imagination. Here was a figure who stood tall, not on account of extraordinary powers, but due to extraordinary will. Batman's prowess in mind and body became my inspiration, and thus began my venue into the world of bodybuilding. My transformation from boy to man, in both physique and spirit, has been an evolution marked by sweat, tears, and perseverance, and by the unwavering belief that limitations are merely illusions. In 2022, on the brink of competing in the National Physique Contest, fate dealt me a blow that could have shattered the strongest of souls. A 300 kg leg press left me broken both physically and mentally. My left leg had snapped in half due to the immense weight. Yet, The human spirit, when ignited by unyielding determination, is a force that cannot be extinguished. With the guidance of my coach and unwavering support from my nutritionist and my sports doctors, I defied adversity and emerged stronger than ever. As I stand before you, I'm fueled by the fire within. For the year 2023, I am poised to compete in the prestigious Amateur Olympia. As, did you know the stage Mr. Olympia was a stage graced by legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger himself? But my journey isn't a solitary one. I have extended a hand to those seeking to transform their own lives, sharing my knowledge and passion through free personalized coaching since 2022, helping individuals shed weight and embrace their ideal selves. Yet, my odyssey doesn't just end at the gym door, it is seamlessly woven into the tapestry of entrepreneurship. Whereas the canvas of innovation and opportunity stretches far and wide, the genesis of my online personal training company, HyperXFit, is a testament to my belief that transformation knows no bounds, whether in the realm of bodybuilding or in the realm of business. From the corridors of the chambers of commerce, my entrepreneurial journey unfurled. I ventured into the vibrant ecosystem of commerce and collaboration, and he registered with the Federation of Commerce Bangalore. So this is a very prestigious organization which helped me make my mark in the world. I ventured into the vibrant ecosystem and an experience that has nothing been short of transformative. From ideation to reality, I assembled a team of visionaries united by a shared mission. I invited my own tech team, my own uh, accounting team, my own C-suite, and as well as my own legal team as well. And people are extremely enthusiastic to join. I assembled a team of visionaries united by the same mission to transform lives. The hallowed chambers of commerce welcomed me, and the wise words of Mr. Chinmay, who's the founder of Manthan, along with Mr. Sir M. Vishwesharaya, resonated deeply within me, affirming the boundless potentials that laid in my fledgling venture. Months later, I found myself in a sea of seasoned executives, venture capitalists, and angel investors, my heart pulsing with the rhythm of possibility. From a pool of 300, my company emerged as a beacon of innovation, securing a spot at top 10. The journey, though arduous, had led me through a crossroad of immense opportunity. And the universe often conspires to align kindred spirits. As fate introduced me to Navya Nanda Naveli. Does anyone know who that is? Can I have a few answers?
Granddaughter of Amitabh Bachchan.
Exactly, Nasneem. Ms. President, she is the granddaughter of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, a scion of greatness and an entrepreneurship in her own right. Our connection, born of shared purpose and privilege, symbolize the potential that arises when ambition meets benevolence. She also gave me this cool badge. Ladies and gentlemen, from passion to profits, from the iron arena to the boardroom, is a testament to boundless power of the human spirit. It is a reminder that dreams, when nurtured by tenacity and guided by purpose, can transcend into the realm from the realm of imagination and manifest into the real world. As we stand at the intersection of aspiration and enterprise, let us imagine every step taken with courage, every challenge embraced with grace, propels us towards a destiny where passion and profits coexist harmoniously. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Toastmaster Aditya. I'm sure we're going to look forward to many, many more in our club. Time to introduce the next speaker. And before that, I have this lovely, lovely privilege of introducing this person, Joseph Sir, as the evaluator of the next speaker. Joseph, sir, let me tell you personally, it has always been my dream to introduce you onto a podium, and today my dream's coming true. Yay! So here goes. He worked for two nations, India as a designing engineer for irrigation projects over 11 years, and Saudi Arabia as a consulting engineer for electromechanical projects ranging from 2 to 20 billion US dollars over a period of 30 years. A double graduate in science and engineering and postgraduate in structural engineering. It is my privilege to introduce such a wonderful personality, Joseph Sir, onto the podium as the evaluator of Toastmaster Pradyumna. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, my beautiful daughter of Jayati, to introduce me in such a wonderful language. The purpose of this project is for the members to practice developing and presenting a longer humorous speech. The member will present an engaging humorous keynote style speech that also delivers a strong core message. The member should demonstrate excellent presentation skills and deliver compelling content. The speech is not a report or the content of the deliver your message from humor project. The time taken will be 18 to 22 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Jade.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful layout of the objectives of our speaker. My friends, today I have this wonderful opportunity to introduce to you Toastmaster Pradyumna. He is a great speaker. You will know in just a few minutes. Before that, let me introduce you to him. He says, I am Pradyumna, meaning VPE and treasurer of Viprobeats TMC, meaning of my name is Illuminator, and I like watching movies, cartoons, serials, and advertisements. And I love reading books, and I'm also into spirituality. I'm a foodie, a train lover, a chocolate lover, and a kinophile. And I get weirdest dreams in my sleep. That is a lovely way to introduce yourself, Toastmaster Pradyumna. Toastmaster Pradyumna, are you ready with your speech? Okay. Toastmaster Pradyumna, a daily serial. A daily serial. Toastmaster Pradyumna, over to you.
Hi all, please confirm if I'm visible and audible. Thank you. Smoking is injurious to health. None of the actors promote or support smoking. Smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Drinking is injurious to health. Did you hear it somewhere? Yes. Where did you hear?
Advertisements.
Yes.
Before movies,
Yes.
the ads come on.
Yes. It comes before movies, before any shows, before serials, before anything. This comes. And then opening a serial, a wonderful title card. And then opening the scene. Blue and clear sky and a red, orange color ball coming up, which is the sun. And then focus the camera onto the gates, white color gates, huge in size, with several designs of each drilled rod, fencing rod, and very sharp on the top. And beside Shantinivas. And then entering the house, a wooden door, which is also huge in color, clean, neatly polished, and golden handles of the door. Opening it, a huge 32-inch LED TV and something playing on it. And from the TV, getting back, a cozy brown color springed sofa and a woman sitting in it with golden anklets with hundreds of anklet bells. And roll up the camera, a beautiful jewelry on her neck and 5 golden bangles and 2 jhumkas. And then her face smiling, and in her hand there is remote. And soon calls, "Hey, daughter-in-law, get me a glass of milk." And then camera goes to the door, and the door opens. Sound of a slipper, black color heeled shoes, and rolling the camera up. This time she's having a big golden belt and 4 necklaces and heavy bell type of jhumkas and a crown on her head and a snake like tilak on her forehead, walking towards the kitchen and zoom to the kitchen of threshold of the kitchen and zoom to the daughter-in-law. She is the daughter-in-law, and who was this? The mother-in-law. And zoom the threshold and zoom back to the daughter-in-law. And slowly she will be reaching the kitchen and finding the milk and the fridge. It is a huge fridge with several dialings in it and a dispenser of ice cubes, a silver lining handle, and opening it, cool breeze, and a milk packet is taken out. And now the scissors she's finding, the drawer and the packet, the drawer and the packet, and finally took the scissors and cutting the packet and pouring the milk into the utensils and break. Now we came into the break. The question is, what is the color of the sari worn by mother-in-law? Answer me after the break. And in break, it comes. While we are having something so delicious, there comes the very celebrated film actor with a bottle in his hand. And what is the bottle, my dear friends?
Alcohol?
No,
Coke,
Cool down.
no,
water.
no. Okay, let me tell. It is Harpic. Now he directly comes to the bathroom and he cleans it. I don't know how much he would have earned in movies, but he would have earned crores by cleaning the toilets. And soon, again, a big advertisement. एक चतुर काक बड़ा होशियार, and the crow comes, takes a pebble and breaks the Sprite bottle and the Sprite fountains. I don't know how it fountains when it hit such bottom and drinks the crow drinks. And then coming back to the cereal, what was the question? What color of sari did the mother-in-law wear? What is the answer?
You didn't mention.
But you saw the cereal.
Yeah, good.
Yes, Rajman.
Maroon.
Maroon. Okay, consider maroon. Now she poured the milk into the utensil and searching the lighter. The lighter and the hand, the lighter and the hand, the lighter and the hand. And she lit the stove burner and the milk are boiling. You know what? This time, again, only after 2 seconds and again advertisements. This time we stop eating and now comes the ad of a cooking oil with delicious puris, delicious sweets made by that oil, and also the ad of ghee. And we again feel like eating, and again the Domix ad, and then the mosquito ad. Soon the cereal will be back, and the milk is boiled, and she is looking for the glass and found the glass and pouring the milk into the glass. The glass and the milk, the glass and the milk, the glass and the milk. Finally, she poured into the glass, and glass is in the cylindrical shape. It's just a normal glass made of glass, which is so transparent in nature, and milk is clearly visible, so white. And then she is looking for some bottle, a small bottle, and which was kept in her personal cupboard. She in the kitchen, and she took that while the bottle, opened it, zoom into that bottle. Something is written on it. Poison. The poison. And pouring it into the milk, it is dropping like honey. So, and dropping in a straight line, and now she's stirring the milk, and the color of the poison is dissolved in the milk, and the taste of the poison is so sweet such that she didn't even have to put the sugar. And now she is taking the glass towards mother-in-law. She is walking with the loud sound of her anklets, and she is reaching the zoom in to the mother-in-law who is watching TV, and zoom out to the daughter-in-law, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, and she is reaching towards mother-in-law, and finally she is handing over, and meanwhile the background score, and then having the glass came into her hand, the lips and the glass, the lips and the glass. And finally, she touched the lips of the glass with her lips. And will the mother in law drink the milk or not? If she drink, what happens? See in the next episode, my dear audience. This is one episode of a serial, and assume how other episodes would be. So much lagging, but there is so much content. In the beginning, a hero takes birth, so beautifully it will be opened. And soon, for a month, it will be so much a smooth going. And after 3 months, there will be twists where all the bad things happening to the positive character, where we feel so serious. And after a month or two, the same bad things will be happening to the negative characters, where we will be laughing out loud. The situations are same, but the persons are different. And soon the climax will always be good, but don't know when the climax comes. Compare it with the human life. It is the same thing going within human life. In the beginning, all the introductions happens when we are children, and then the challenges starts. Actually, when we take the birth itself, we are with the challenges. And we also face the challenges, and we give the challenges. We have enemies, we have friends. So life is also like a daily serial. So, when you have the challenges, feel as you have the good times only, and face the challenges daringly and have a pinch of fun in that challenges as well as you enjoy the serial, be it the positive role or a negative role, having the challenges or having the good time. So, and finally, at the end, it will always, the serial or the life always ends with a positive note. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradyumna. That was theatrics and dramatics as portrayed in a typical serial which you watch on the Idiot Box. That's the TV. Nowadays, we do not do that. We watch it on our mobiles. And let me introduce the next evaluator on our session today. This person, I haven't interacted with her as much, but I had the opportunity to evaluate beside her in a particular club. And my friends, she is an ace evaluator. It's my honor to introduce to you Toastmaster Meena. Toastmaster Meena is a strong believer of strong coffee, can strongly solve any headaches. Yes, Toastmaster Meena, I'm coming over. And the milk I'm bringing from Pradyumna. She has recently picked up coffee painting, and aroma of strong coffee makes her day. And you've made my day by declaring that you are a lover of coffee. I am coming for a visit. All right. It is time for Toastmaster Meena to come upon the podium and introduce the objectives of her speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Meena.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jayati. You're most invited to my home to catch up with me with a cup of coffee. But please make sure you don't bring that poisoned milk. That's all. That's it. So with that, we have our speaker 4, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, who is attempting her L1 P2 project in the path engaging humor. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Wishing the very best, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, and note to the timer, the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. With that, back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meena. And I have this wonderful opportunity to introduce to you the beautiful Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Toastmaster Mahalakshmi Shanmugam is a teacher of English and a passionate blogger who shares her thoughts and ideas on a blogger called mahimaben.blogspot.com on Toastmastering for the past 2 months. Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, let it go. Let it go, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam MC, for the brief and lovely introduction. Don't let them see, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't show, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, speakers, and evaluators. I am Toastmaster Mahalakshmi from Trichy Toastmasters Club. Here I am standing in front of you all to share something about me. You might wonder why this song. This is the song I can easily resonate with at some times. Now, this song shows that life can always be worse. Sometimes it can become better. Even if it doesn't become better, it can become worse and worse and worse in more interesting ways. So just keep your fingers crossed and say, let it go. So it was back then in late 1990s, my mother was undergoing her labor pain. With her ball like mommy tummy, she couldn't make it to the hospital. My father, being a dutiful husband and an excited father-to-be, was running pillar to post to catch an auto. He couldn't find it. Don't expect the night to be raining cats and dogs as it's shown in movies. Okay, it was just an ordinary night. Okay. People walking lazily here and there, swatting mosquitoes and yawning. My father somehow found an auto, and both of them, my father and mother, they reached the hospital. The moment they reached the hospital, panting and shivering, the doctor examined my mother and she said, the amniotic sac has gone dry and we have to opt for C-section. My father, being a dutiful husband, but still a man in his late 20s, had no clue at all as to how to react or respond. But being a wise man, that's my dad, what he did, he just let it go. He just let things happen as it has already been planned. He signed and he waited for the operation to get over. Finally, what seemed an eternity, there came the shrilling sound of a baby. You know who that baby was? Okay. Madam MC, it was not me. There is a plot twist. It was my sister. My nagging, troublesome, pretty sister was born. I was also there in the scene, behind the scene as a 4-year-old neglected child, seeing my parents, my father and mother showering their love on the newly born creature. What can be done? I just let it go. Years passed. You know what can be the biggest mistake a parent can do? Sending their children to different schools that taught in different languages. So the same mistake was done by my parents back then. My parents sent my sister to a matriculation school when I had been studying in a vernacular language teaching school. There began all the problems. From that day on, every single thing I did was overlooked and looked down upon. They started to overlook the way I spoke, the way I wrote, the way I mingled with people, every single thing. And right from my neighbors to my relatives, everybody started questioning, why are you not studying in the school where your sister is studying? What else can be done? Let it go. Again, years passed. Every single time, whenever who is speaking in English, I would be feeling like a worm slithering shamelessly amidst beautifully fluttering butterfly. Though such was my situation when it comes to English, I had an unwavering and unconditional love for English, and that even made me take up English as my career. So after schooling, I took up BA in English literature. So I was there on the first day, the class. Our tutor entered the class and she came up with $1 billion question. Why did you take up this course? It seemed she herself didn't have any clue as to why we chose such a group when there are a lot of courses available. But we answered. Every single person answered. Nothing made any sense to me. Finally, when it was my turn, I stood up. I stood up and said, nothing. I had no guts at all. I had no guts to say even a single word in front of those many people, say 40 plus people. What can be done? I just let it go on that day too. Days passed, semesters approached. Somehow my scores were intact because I made it a point that I scored well. So finally, it was there in my final year of UG that Eureka moment happened. Yes, it happened only then. Our duty-bound tutor made it mandatory for all of us to participate in the on-campus interview. You know about me. I just let that also go. I just let it go. I went with zero preparation. What a guts. I went with zero preparation and took part. So somehow I made it to the second round, group discussion. So I was there in the group discussion panel. Every single person spoke so mellifluously, so fluently, and I was not at all bothering about anything. I was there listening to my own BGM. When it was my turn, of course, I had to stand. Every single person was looking at me so closely. When it was my turn again, I stood up. I stood up and said something this time. I stood up and said something, but that didn't make any sense at all. There I was standing, stammering, blabbering with pauses. It made no sense at all to anybody. And that was the very first time I came to know the reality, the bitter truth of life. We can't let everything go. We can, of course, let things go, but only when we take conscious steps to avoid problems, we can be happy and safe. If at all we don't do that, we have to cut a sorry figure in front of people, just like what I did on that day. I was just standing as a laughing stock in front of those many strangers. So here I am standing in front of you all as a Toastmaster, believing that I didn't let things go. Thank you. Over to you, team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. Thank you for that lovely time. I'm sure we all enjoyed it thoroughly. It is time for me to bring on the evaluator of our next speaker. The evaluator of our next speaker is the wonderful Pavitra Ravishankar from Bosch Club, I suppose. She has 13 plus years of experience in IT, currently working as program manager. Her hobbies are public speaking, Carnatic music, and theatre. She is an engineer and she is also the winner of National Contest for Young Manager 2021 held every year by All India Management Association. This wonderful, talented woman is amongst us to evaluate our next speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Pavitra, to lay out the objectives of our speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay, for that wonderful introduction. I'm privileged to be here among all of you. So, laying the objective, Deepa, who's is going to give icebreaker.
Toastmaster Pavitra, I'm sorry, you're not audible properly. Am I the only one or?
Am I audible now?
Can you start again? Toastmaster Pavitra?
Am I audible now? Can someone confirm it, please? Apologies, there was some disturbance I heard and I had to pause. All right, so setting the objective of Deepa's speech. This being her icebreaker speech, it primarily has three aims. It is to keep it a freestyle, of course, break the ice. It would start with introducing about her, something about life, hobbies, a unique interest, and also being the icebreaker speech, she's at the complete authority to take the flow of the topic like she will. So over to Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Toastmaster. 1 second. Sorry, Toastmaster Deepa, I will be introducing you. Thank you, Toastmaster Pavitra. Now I have this wonderful privilege to introduce this beautiful person in a beautiful green kurta, and she looks gorgeous in it. Toastmaster Deepa, she is going to break the ice today. My friends, I request you to please give her a thunderous round of applause, not now, but after the speech is over. Okay? So over to you, Toastmaster Deepa. The Toastmaster Deepa, my journey, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Smile is the greatest way to start an icebreaker. So can we all smile, please? So to begin with, greetings to one and all. 1st April is considered as April Fool's Day, and that was the day there is someone who is born, who is there with all of us at this moment. That is none other than Deepa and Deepa Sajjanar. Deepa was born to her parents and to the Sajjanar family on April 1st, 1983. And then she has two siblings who are in the medical field. Her father is a retired engineer from Kirloskar. Deepa holds a career set of 14 years. She has worked in the legal and compliance field. and she supports the organization in investigations and compliance matters. She also has the hobby of being a writing analyst, where she analyzes handwritings and tells them their personality traits. And in the same journey, around 8 years back, I met Miss Nazneen, and I never ever thought that I'll connect with her today for Toastmasters. And she's been a very patient, very meticulous, very admirable mentor for me. And that's how my journey has begun here. And I'm here with all of you. I'm grateful to be a part of this podium. And also, I would like to conclude my thought by mentioning that the Almighty has introduced me here, and I have always believed in the concept of giving and always give. And here I saw that Nazneen has been given to me. For the first time, I experienced what is receiving in life. And thank you for all the support and admiration, for inspiring me to be here and giving me all the support required to bring me up. So thank you one and all for the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Friends, I request you to unmute and give her a huge round of applause. After all, she has broken the ice in Toastmasters.
Thank you.
We need to stand up for the
Standing ovation.
audience should standing ovation.
Standing ovation. This is the icebreaker.
Thank you so much. And now, honestly, listening to her speech, I was so wishing that I could be in Toastmaster Nazneen's shoes, because all I could hear was Toastmaster Nazneen, Toastmaster Nazneen, and Toastmaster Nazneen. She must be and is, my friends, a wonderful person, a friend who has your back always. With this, I would like to hand over the podium to the first evaluator, DTM Veera. Are you ready with the evaluation, sir?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Jayati. My other name is Born Ready. Okay, here goes. Distinguished Toastmaster, Brahma Kumar's purpose is to give us two objectives: a well-organized informational speech, another one, a well-fascinated question and answer session. He talked on crafting speeches. It was very informative. He gave us a lot of details, and not only details, he gave a lot of beautiful slides, lovely graphics, and type of speeches, how to do the speeches using hooks, humor, quotation, anecdotes. And he gave us examples how you do all this. And he also talked about the 5 wives and 1 husband. While crafting the speeches, these are the things that you look for. In my opinion, it was well organized and we got a lot of information on it. So the first objective, we did well. Brahma Kumar is a close friend of mine. He's a very engaging speaker. But today, in my opinion, it was well organized, but whether he engaged the audience, got us informed and got us into it is still, I feel that he did not, he could have done better. This is my personal view. And the second part is a well-fascinated question and answer session. In this, he is the maestro of this speech. He is given 15 to 20 minutes. And in my opinion, it is better if we could focus the question and answer on crafting the speeches. Because when the first questionnaire, that is President Nazreen, asked, which country celebrate Independence Day in August? If I were him, I would have been stumped because this is not my forte. I'm a specialist in crafting speeches. So I'll be wondering and I'll be thinking which are the countries. So if it is better if he could ask the question, I'm the specialist in crafting speeches. I'm talking to you about crafting speeches. So you focus the question on this matter. Don't go deviate. If you deviate, you'll be wasting my time. You'll be wasting time because this is the matter that I want to talk about. So in this aspect, he fulfilled the criteria of well-organized speech, facilitated the question and answer. He was not awkward. In spite of the hitches in the connection, when he got trouble coming in, he bounced back tremendously well. And Brahma Kumar is a Toastmaster that I really look highly upon. Here he and I would have believed that he would have done it even better with vocal variety and engaging the audience and focusing on the Q&A. With that, this is my evaluation. Back to you, the gorgeous Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And indeed, it feels great to be called gorgeous at this age of mine. No, I'm not revealing my age. Forget it. The next person on the podium, the next person to evaluate Toastmaster Aditya is DTM Milan. I humbly call upon DTM Milan to evaluate the speaker. Over to you, DTM Milan.
Can I see Aditya? If we can spotlight him along with me, that would be great. So I can communicate with him.
Red light is still on timer.
Aditya, are you there? Can we spotlight Aditya along with me? Would that be great?
I'm not able to see Aditya actually.
Okay. So anyway, so should we wait for Aditya?
Aditya,
or I should give...
you can go ahead, sir. I think he's put off his video.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So my target speaker, Aditya, the introduction given about you was mind-boggling. And so was your speech. The language. Should I wait for Aditya? In case I want him to hear my speech. It would be, or
It's
if you
frozen.
want,
His screen is frozen.
Okay, in case you want, we can change to speaker number 3 and then I can.
We'll share the evaluation with him. No problem.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. Let me start once more. So the introduction given about Aditya was mind-boggling, and so was the script of his speech. The language, the words used was just awesome. It was a fascinating script by a well-known established author, as if he's a fantastic speaker and a writer and author. And what I liked about him, whatever was told about him in his introduction, he explained the same thing in that. So there was a credibility in what he was communicating to us. And he came prepared with a professional attire. The fact that he's an entrepreneur, that was highlighted. And he even shared the gold badge which was given. So that also added credibility to what he was saying. Now, areas where he can work on or make, since it's the first speech, he has to get my feedback and then give the second speech, repeat the same speech again. So for that, I would like to highlight a few things. He's a bodybuilder and he's an actor. Unfortunately, today I think he was a bit little under the weather, and that's why he was sitting. So neither we could see his acting skill, neither his bodybuilding skills. And somehow, since he was unwell, I presume, because there was no emotion, fact that he lifted 300 kg up the thing and broke the record and became the champion. That explanation, that visibility in his emotion was not at all there. He was struggling to that. So that is something. Welcome, Aditya. So if we can spotlight him with me, that will be great. So that fire, the stress, and he used beautiful words, visionary, and then so that stretch in the words were not there. She could have used that pauses and given that effort to make sure what he was explaining to us, that we could have it was made visible to us. So all that he has to do, suppose when he is narrating the story of that championship where he lifted that 300 kg. So he should go back to that story. Imagine he's there and then explain. So that would have added the emotion in you. And would have, if you had stood up, as I told her previously also, if you had stood up and given the speech with his body movement, that would have added. Otherwise, fantastic speech, excellent script, personal story, adding credibility, and the fantastic attire which we came with the rose on his collar. So that was also adding beautiful. So he looked like a real professional and an actor. So with the small tips which I had shared with you, I'm sure you will be able to give the same speech again and would rock the stage or to the Toastmaster of the evening. I hope you could hear me, Aditya, or did you join late?
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, DTM Milan. Time for the next evaluation. The person who is going to evaluate the next speaker, Toastmaster Pradyumna, he is going to be evaluated by the grand young man of Toastmasters today. Over to you, Felix, sir, with your evaluation for
Sorry
Toastmaster
to interrupt
Pradyumna.
once. Toastmaster
Yes.
Jayati.
Yeah.
I lost this connection in my laptop. I have just joined from mobile. So
can you start sharing screen?
I just need some time. Like I had downloaded that green, yellow, and this color in my laptop, but it's not mobile.
It's not happening. Okay, can somebody please time?
Okay, I'll time them and I'll tell them when it's green, I'll just say green. And when it is yellow, I'll say yellow. And when it is red, I'll say red. Okay? Yeah. Good to go.
Good to go, Felix, sir.
Yeah, can you spotlight the speaker as well as me?
Timing for evaluation 2 to 3 minutes, isn't it? So
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Toastmaster Pradyumna, your speech started with a great, so to say, a melodrama with exaggerated characteristics and exciting events. It is in consonance with your title called Daily Serial. The purpose of the project is fulfilled accordingly. You have narrated the entire action with body language and hand gestures, fulfilling the criteria of the project purpose. But the purpose also includes the interaction with the audience and connecting them, which you have done very well. Overall, there are many objectives that you have fulfilled, but I have some humble suggestions to you. The stage is not well lit to observe your action. Your voice modulus and the vocal variety. Anything? The voice modulus and the vocal variety was drowning your expression of emotions. You have to be more clear and practice more in uttering every word of yours, even in voice modulus as well as vocal variety. The humor that was introduced needs to be much improved to make the audience laudable and humorous, as the humorous speech called for. I wish these
Yeah.
suggestions, if you could go through, can be being a great speaker in your next speech. I wish you all the best, and over to you, MC Toastmaster JT. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that beautiful evaluation. I'm sure our speaker would have learned or gained some brownie points from it. Time to call on the next evaluator, the coffee maker, Toastmaster Meena. Toastmaster Meena had messaged that she's going to be back in a minute, and I'm sure that she went ahead and made some coffee. I can smell that already. Over to you, Toastmaster Meena, for your evaluation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jackie. Can I have my speaker spotlighted along with me? I will switch to gallery mode, no problem. Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it anymore. Let it go, and slam the door. I hope the tune is right. If not, let it go. What stood out for me the most in your speech is your unique way of scripting the entire speech. This being your second speech in Toastmasters, I was amazed, amused, and felt so happy to hear such a wonderful speech from you. What are your strengths? Let me highlight a few strengths that I witnessed this evening. One, the transitions that you had. The entire 5 to 7 minutes of speech, at no point of time I felt, where is this logic going? You had smooth transition as you went from each story to the another. Second, you have brilliant oratory skills and great choice of words. Your love for your English language was clearly elucidated in this entire speech where you shared your story and message with us. Third, how can I not forget to mention about humor? The twist that you had. I thought you were born, and then you told it's not me, it was my younger sister. Then you told that you stood up in the class, but you told nothing. Those were the elements where the ordinary moments were made extraordinary with that pause and the twist that you brought in. And I really chuckled from my end. And third, I felt your speech was on a motivation side with lots of humor, and I could feel the message. Let it go, but not everything. Take control and steer things. That is when I felt the clear message. Some of the things that I'd like to mention, very few things, is as much as it well to go to motivation, you could have had an opportunity to ask a question to the audience. How often have you let it go, and when do you steer things? The message was felt. You can amplify the message by throwing a question to the audience. Then second, very minor thing, things like amniotic sac, maybe people who do not have medical background may not be available. Go ahead and explain what it is if need be, and work on a pause. You have good pauses while you share your story. Try working on a pause when you leave a question to the audience to bring that motivational impact. All in all, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, I could feel your transitions, the great oratory skills you have, and how you brought in the change of mindset from let it go to take control and steer things with beautiful choice of words. Looking forward to hear your next speech with a question to the audience to make it more motivational. Wishing you the best, and over to you, Toastmaster Jayati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meena. Lovely, beautiful, concise, and well explained. Thank you so much for sharing your evaluation. It is time for me to call on our next evaluator, the wonderful Toastmaster Pavitra. Toastmaster Pavitra will be evaluating the person who broke the ice today. Over to you, Toastmaster Pavitra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayati. May I please have my speaker Deepa spotlighted?
Just give me a second. Yes, you're good to go.
Deepa, firstly, hearty congratulations on breaking the ice. I do completely understand how that feels to face the audience and deliver your first speech. You know what this means? This means you have begun your journey where you can conquer all your fears, you're coming out of your comfort zone. So, congratulations on that, firstly. What you excelled was the very first start of your speech. It was your first speech and it was very thoughtful that you wanted to engage the audience on the very first go. You took a pause and you asked us to smile. So you already had the hearts out. Kudos for that. You started with a detailed introduction of yours and also included a note of gratitude to your mentors in the end. That is something which I really liked. Way to go. What you may want to do is try to avoid repeated information as a filler. I completely understand when we forget our next lines or we are pondering on how to go about. Maybe you should avoid repeating the information. Like, for instance, you mentioned the date of birth twice. And you could also avoid mixing the tenses. For instance, at one go, you were mentioning about she was, and in between, you said I am. So, it confuses the speech where you take the audience to and fro into the past and the present. And you could also avoid mixing personal pronouns, like I mentioned, the she, I. And in the next speech, what I want you to do is challenge yourself before you go for the speech. Try to write down the purpose of your speech. What is it that you're trying to convey, right? This will help you to articulate your content. For example, you can choose the introduction to topic, what is the intent you're trying to convey, and then the conclusion. A basic structure. The icebreaker does not have any structure as it is, but if you can visualize it that way, it would be really great to go about in next speeches.
Thank you
Second
so
point
much,
I
ma'am.
want to challenge myself is the time utilization. The great option where we to deliver our speech. So you might want to kind of engage with the audience, bring in more structure, more content, and completely utilize the time as time once gone is never got back. And another small tip is you could probably visualize your audience, try to
Great.
practice imagining that you're already there. This would truly take you to great heights. All in all, a great ice broken. Kudos and all the best for all your upcoming speeches.
Thank you. I will keep the message in mind before I take up the next opportunity.
Yes, you must, Toastmaster Deepa, because that was an excellent evaluation of your icebreaker. So informative and so many details observed by your evaluator. Indeed, it takes a very keen mind and an even keener eye to observe these small things so that the evaluator can give you some beautiful points on how you can improve your next speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pavitra. And I think we've overshot time to a lot. With this, thank you. I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming here, giving your speech, your evaluations, sharing the stage with us. With this, I humbly hand over the stage to our lovely president, Toastmaster Nazneen. Toastmaster Nazneen, the stage is all yours.
Can you all come up on screen so that I can thank each one of you all? Put on your cameras on and we'll take a picture. Smile. Yes. Okay. We'll have one more for good luck. Yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Colgate smile. Yes. Thank you all, the role takers, speakers, and the evaluator, and our beautiful MC. and all the guests that who have come across the nation. I think Ramakumar sir is not feeling well. That is why he's not present. He's enjoyed himself a lot because yesterday was Singapore was celebrating their Independence Day, and he was telling me about how he had fun with his children. Thank you, Viramana sir. Thank you, Pradyumna. Thank you, each one of you all from Bosch. Thank you, Pavitra. I've seen you before. Poonam, all the way from Nepal, and Meena will definitely catch up with the coffee. I now adjourn meeting number 731 as adjourned. And I would like to tell you all that next week, that is 18th, is a break. So you all can go and have fun with other clubs and present your speeches. And come back again because the next meeting, we are going to have a rocking meeting, most probably a linkers meeting with a very great club. So keep on looking out for this on our club, on our guest group, and you can all sign. Now I'm going to stop the recording so that you can network.